All right. So, explain why what Jeremy did was truly awesome and why what blue shirt guy does sucks, according to Wriggle's analysis. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. Um, while watching that, I thought what Jeremy did was truly awesome because he didn't care about what like anyone else thought. He wanted to do something that was fun, and it really brought the crowd up too, or at least like some people were like matching his energy and going along with it, and like were more like I feel like when someone does that, you see someone do that, it's like wow, they're like really comfortable and they're having fun and they really don't care how they like look, and people like admire that. It could either go two ways. Like a lot of people will either admire that or some people will like be almost jealous of that someone's able to act like that. And I feel like that's part of the I mean, I could be like so analytical right now, but I think what the blue shirt guy did or does it sucks because he like almost was the only person that had like a crappy attitude when he was trying to like have fun and like live in the when Jeremy was trying to live in the moment by like at first doing like a small kick, and I wasn't sure if that was like truly on purpose until like later on he was making it more obvious that like he wasn't liking what he was doing. But yeah, I thought that's why it was like awesome and sucky. So.
I'll go next.
Okay. Yeah.
So according to like what's his name? Wriggle's analysis, um, this like Fry guy, he's awesome because he created like a social opening, which we like talked about in class. I know that you guys were missing, so I'll like have a brief like explanation of that. Basically, a social opening is when you allow others, like your who you're interacting with, you allow them to also like bring out the personality and individuality. So what this Fry person did, he basically break out of the social norms that was expected as a spectator, because you usually just see spectators when the camera goes around and they're just like waving or something. But like this dude did like a whole performance and he like showed his humor, his personality, and then by doing that he also like brought the other people's like individuality. Like they also were like singing along to him, going along with his performance, you know. So I think that's why he was awesome. And then the blue shirt guy, he was just a shitty person. Like it looked like he wanted to kick him on purpose, and he wasn't like accepting that interaction. He was like refusing it even though there was nothing stopping him. So yeah.
I'll go next. I'll try to get through this. I mean, yeah, you guys have pretty much said it. Like, you know, his argument is basically like this guy, you know, it started like a really cool like moment with between all these people, and kind of threw all of his inhibition away. And then there was one guy who wanted to crap on the planet, I guess, or whatever. According to his, I personally don't see it that way at all. I think if the guy was uncomfortable and that was his reaction, then whatever. Like, he was uncomfortable with the situation. So, maybe he acted that way. I don't think it means he sucks or anything like that. And you know, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I don't really, I think that it's too subjective to really try to put a thing in. But yeah, I mean, you guys have pretty much nailed it with everything that you've said. I don't really have too much to add to that.
Well, I would say that the guy that was performing out during the game was like living to the fullest, like enjoying those little things. And then it was a sucky action from the part of the guy in blue shirt, because he wasn't the way he reacted to how the way to the guy that was performing out during the game. It was sucky because the way he his expression towards towards the guy that was performing. I was he, hold on. He basically what do you call it? Let me say it. He didn't want to be in the moment. Like if you act like that, I would say in my opinion, how my mom and my dad tell me, like if you're gonna act like that, just might as well just stay home.
So it's like a party pooper.
Yeah, like in any event, like in anything, could be like for a party or a gathering for friends. If you're gonna be like mad or anything during the whole day, like your facial expression, like that same way, just like the blue shirt guy, that just don't come.
All right. So the second part, share a concrete example of either an awesome action you witnessed or a sucky action you witnessed and explain why it was awesome or sucked.
I'll go first. So I'm just gonna use the example I used in class. So I work as a barista, and so this one day, this like teenager, you could tell that she was like in a bad mood, but like I wanted to see if I could like at least like make her day or something. I tried, and like when I was taking her order, I mentioned that I liked her hair because it was cool. It had like red, and then it kind of like faded. Anyways, and so I was like, "Oh, I like your hair," and she's like, "Okay," and I was like, "Oh," and she's like, "Can I just get this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." So then once I did her drink and like I was gonna call her up, I told her like have a great day, and she just kind of like said okay and ignored me, and then she like just ran off like nothing. I was like, oh, that sucked ass because I was trying to have like this social interaction, but like she refused it and like she denied it for no reason.
I'll go next. I to build off of that, I feel like I know exactly what you mean. And this isn't like as interactual, but like an example I would have is like when you're in a car. I know this kind of gets me sometimes, like when you're trying to be nice by letting someone in and then you let them in, then they don't even like say thank you, like the smallest things, like a hand up or something, they just like completely ignore the like little thing that you do. But yeah, that's mine. It's pretty simple, but
Um, I can go next. Pretty much every old person in public that I've ever seen ever. I'll suck. No. But there was one old lady. The other night, my wife saw when we were out together. She like couldn't tell if she went up to the register at this place and couldn't tell if like the rug was that she wanted to buy was cream or white. I swear to God, this is like how ridiculous old people are. And the cashier like scanned it and it didn't say a color or anything, and so the old lady gets all upset. My wife just goes like, yeah, hold something white up to it and see if it's cream or white, because that's what we do. Like when we're trying to find something that's like a true white or an off white or something, we'll just bring something that's white, like a true white, we'll see. And then like the lady, the old lady looks at the cashier and goes, see, was it that hard? Like like it was the cashier's fault. Like no, it's on you to like be able to do that kind of stuff on your own. How old are you and you haven't figured out how to do simple things? But yeah, I guess that was like my second person.
Well, I have an example of like a sucky action. For example, I took like this geography class, like when I was in community college, and I asked this classmate of mine for help, and I was calling her by her name, and her not paying attention, she didn't even turn around to like or give me any help. So I just ended up going to like the professor. It was sucky because she ended up not even turning around to like give me at least a tips or something of way to be able to finish the assignment we were working on. So yeah.
All right, well, those are our things. Does anyone have anything to add? All right,